Hey there, it's Monkey. This is part of my Let's Play series for Valheim Mistlands. We're still looking for the vegvisir for the boss and for one sealbreaker fragment to access the boss fight. I did a little setup offline, and in this episode we'll talk epic loot. We'll look at some of the enchants and augments I did in detail so you can understand why, and we'll work on another piece or two together at the enchanting table. I'll show you my food plan, both for the current challenges and the eventual boss fight. We're going to look at base and outpost changes for the Mistlands crafting stations, particularly to support item upgrades. And lastly, we're going to delve into another infested mine I discovered while scouting near territory I'd already explored, mainly for the vegvisir and fragment. After that, we'll see where we are on time, and that's it. Let's play. Clear that out and unpause that. Also, quick side note, the 217.28 patch may have messed up your keybinds, so make sure you can move properly before getting into anything nuts, because, you know, it's not fun. So we'll just get into here to our enchanting table. I've got a couple items that are prospective items for upgrading, and I wanted to let me pull up a little snip that I have here. So before we get into enchanting some more items, let's look at a few items that I grabbed during our Mistlands adventures and turned into better items. So I've got 3 items here. 1 I augmented and 2 I enchanted, and I'll explain what that means in a minute. So looking at this legendary padded cuirass, whatever. It came with a few decent rolls, right? The pierce damage reduction's good. The Eitr is okay. I'm not using Eitr right now, at least in this playthrough. And the health is great. 50 health is amazing. The all armor plus 26% when your health is below 30%. That's what health critical means. Not so great. So I augmented it, which means that I took one of the rolls on there, in this case the all armor, and I re-rolled it until I got a good roll, and in this case it's faint. Faint gives you a percentage chance, so now I have a 15% chance whenever I take damage, whenever I'm hit by an attack, that I ignore that damage. That's pretty useful. Now augmenting is, you know, on this table here. It's this option here. So augment is, as I explained, taking off one roll and putting another roll on. For the other 2 items, bring that back up here, the carapace and the spear. So this is what I talked about in my previous videos, where, you know, the rolls on these are not great, but it's a free buckler, it's a free spear. They're both carapace, so they're from the Mistlands thing. So it's like, it's as if these were disenchanted, it'd be like I crafted a carapace buckler or a spear, but I saved all of those mats because I brought back these magic items. It is somewhat costly to disenchant. You have to engage in another part of the epic loot mechanic, which is you have to go out and do bounties, because you have to collect bounty tokens to be able to disenchant items. But that's fine. For the second item, let's talk about the spear. You should know that I've been using wolf spear. That, you know, spears by default, the middle mouse button, right? That's your alternate attack. They have throwing baked in. Getting recalling on a spear makes it amazing, makes it a good deadly spear. So I had a wolf spear that had dropped that had recalling on it, that I've been using since it dropped in the mountains. And this carapace spear didn't have recalling on it, didn't have anything. I mean, it was okay, but I actually disenchanted that spear and then enchanted it into this Lancing Luff's Lance of Lancing, which, that's just a legendary name. You can get that on pretty much any tier of spear. But this also did not have recalling on it. The rolls are good, though. Attack stamina usage reduction is nice. Stagger duration is pretty good, because I tend to do enough damage to stagger creatures, so having them staggered longer is good. And the extra poison damage, also a nice thing. But mainly it's a carapace spear, a free carapace spear, and I enchanted it and then I augmented it until I rolled recalling on it. Recalling's not a terrible odds on a spear, and mainly it's because they already come with throwable baked in. If you have another item like a stagbreaker or an iron sledge, which are both amazing weapons to have recalling and throwable on, usually what will happen is when one of those drops, you'll want it to already have throwable or recalling on it, and then you will augment it until you get both throwable and recalling. The third item is this buckler. Again, as I talked about in my previous video, it's a free carapace buckler. So I disenchanted that one, enchanted it into, an epic buckler. It came with 20 health, which is a little bit of health is good. And I augmented it until I got another good roll because there was a bad roll above health. And I got thorns, which is great because thorns is always nice, just a nice to have. It lets you shrug off little creatures, in this case ticks, and if I ever wander through the plains again, death skeetos. So those are the items that I enchanted and augmented already, and I have a couple items that we're going to work on right now. So let me get that out of the way. We have this volley mask. It's a carapace helmet. My current helmet is a Drake helmet. Now, this Drake helmet has good rolls, which is why I've, kept it around and still wear it. The armor's nice because it's already a high armor item, so 18% is not bad. It's a good little bump. It's kind of like almost like one item level upgrade in terms of armor. The health is great. 30 health, stacking. I mean, if you look at my default health right now with no food being eaten, I have 140 with all of my equipped items. So that's pretty amazing. And that's without the shield being active. If I equip the shield, now I would have, if I had any food to regen health, I'd have 160 health going on. All right. So what I want out of a helmet, we're gonna disenchant this mask. The rolls are so-so, but we're gonna disenchant it and we're going to enchant it into a legendary helmet, which means it's gonna have more rolls by default, and the range of the rolls can roll higher. So there's a chance that if I enchant it and get health on it, that it could roll higher health than this epic level item. It will have, I believe, a minimum of 4 rolls by default, but a chance to have up to like 6 rolls on it. I could get health and stamina. I could get a lot of great rolls. I could get a lot of terrible rolls, and we'll work through that. But so I'm just going to grab all of these mats out of here. These are all my legendary enchanting mats. You cannot enchant if you don't have legendary runestones. So I've talked before about how you get legendary runestones, but for the most part, you get them by killing bosses. So each tier of boss will have runestones associated with it. Like you can trade in their head trophy. You can melt it, I should say, at the enchanting table to get the legendary markers. Now, like I got mine I killed the Yggdrasil a few times to build up a good stockpile of legendary markers. But first, we have to disenchant it. So disenchanting an item on your crafting table for the base level, because that's all I have for disenchant is the base level of disenchanting, is going to cost me like 5 bounty tokens. So bounty tokens are what you get from doing the bounties in Epic Loot. So you go to Halder, you can collect a bunch of bounties from him, and I've talked about that before, but in this case I'm just going to disenchant this mask right now. Cost me 5 tokens, I have them saved up. So, and now it's just a plain old carapace helmet like I crafted it, but I didn't have to use any mats to do it. I did, however, have to use 5 bounty tokens, which means I had to go out and kill, 3 or 4 bounties or whatever to earn those tokens. So then we go to enchant. I do have my enchanting upgraded to level 4. And what that means is I have a bonus. I have an 8% chance to roll 5 effects, and I have a 4% chance to roll 6 effects. So upgrading your table, especially if you're going to do enchanting and augmenting, is nice. I haven't upgraded it to the last tier, which would be a 5 and a 10% chance. But it's the best I could do at this point. Or the best I feel like doing anyway. I don't feel like really going out and farming up that other stuff. So to enchant this item, to make it legendary, it's going to take 1 of those rune stones, and then 5 dust and 5 reagents. So let's see what happens. All right. I did not get health, but I got 45 stamina, 19 luck, slash reduction. Slash reduction is nice, and the Eitr regen, that's the last one I'm going to talk about, because it's health critical. Health critical is, again, you have to have like 30% health or less, or under 30% health or whatever. I don't run some sort of low health build, just not what I desire to do. And I'm not running Eitr on this character anyway, so Eitr regen is useless to me. However, this is a good candidate for augmenting. Let's talk about luck for a second here. So let's tab out of here and go to the compendium. And in the compendium, not only can you see your active effects, so any sort of like you could click on active magic effects to see all the bonuses that your items give you on your gear. But you can also go to magic effect descriptions, and so we can see things like health critical, when you're below 30% health. That's where I got it from. But we can scroll down here to luck, and luck increases the chance of finding higher rarity magic items. So if you have a good amount of luck when a magic item drops, this will bump up the rarity level of it. It's a nice to have. I would not say that it's required at all. But the worst roll on here is definitely the health critical roll, because like I said, I'm not interested in playing that way. So what we will do is we're going to go to augment, and we're going to click on this. Now to augment items, it's going to take 1 shard, 1 dust, and 1 reagent. I just want to point out real quick too, like if you go to look at the augment table, I have it upgraded a couple levels, so I have 4 choices instead of 3 choices, which is nice. You have to go all the way to the 5th level to get 5 choices. I'm not too intent on the re-augment cost, because really that's another thing. I'll get into that later. But the extra choice is definitely worth it, even to just go up to get 4 instead of 3. And we'll talk about that right now. So when we augment, you're going to pick, I'm going to pick Eitr regen to augment it off. Now, the first time you augment, whatever slot you pick, in this case I'm picking Eitr regen, once you choose to augment that slot out of those 4 slots, all of the other options become way more costly to augment. So it'll cost you, the same mats, but then it'll also cost you like 5,000 gold if you want to change a second slot. So let's just go ahead and augment this one. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Hopefully we get some good options. So we can either keep Eitr regen, which like I said, not interested. We could take health regen, 3 per tick. That's actually not terrible, because then it just gives you innate health regen. Carry weight plus 45. I'm not too. I don't find my carry weight to be problematic. Eitr regen and health regen, those are getting health critical. So we'll just take this health regen per tick. I'm not really going to stick with it right now, but let's say, if I equip that, and before I was talking about how my health went down to 110, but if I equip this carapace, buckler now, which bumps up my health. Now I'm actually getting a health regen because I have that helmet equipped. So even if I didn't have food, it's like a decent food worth of regen every tick on top of whatever food you actually have eaten. However, I don't think I'm done with this helmet, because I kind of like the extra health that I had on there. So I'm going to try to re-roll that health regen off again. But as I was talking about before, if I was like, well, maybe I'll just roll off the luck, since I already used up one slot to augment, you can see that little empty diamond there, hopefully. Trying to augment any other slot is going to cost, 1, 1, and 1, but 5,000 coins. Like, it's a pretty good gating mechanism. Now, if I wanted to go back to augment, upgrade my augment table, I could cut that cost down, perhaps, eventually, but it's not, it's pretty expensive to do, so I wouldn't necessarily, run around and do it unless you have an access to tons and tons of gold. Or you're like perfecting like an item that's really amazing, and it'd be, it's got all the best rolls, and you just could have one more, kind of thing. So we're going to take a shot at re-rolling this health regen and see if we can hit some health. Now, there's lots of options on here, so chances are, we may not hit it, but we get 4 options. So, let's see. 2 comfort rolls. Not great. Poison damage reduction, which I would argue is better than the health regen. Well, maybe not. Health regen works against everything, I suppose. I would actually... I was going to say I would actually keep the health regen, but apparently I kept the poison damage reduction. Let's try the augment one more time. Okay. 19% health regen, or 5 health regen per tick. Well, we probably only have, on the amount of food that we eat, we probably only have like 10 or 12, let's just call it 10, health regen. So 19 would add +2. So 5 per tick is actually, is pretty bonkers. Let's leave this helmet for now. We may come back to it. The other one we're going to enchant, or we're going to work on, are these greaves. Now, the greaves I currently have give me featherfall. And for Mistlands, as I've talked about before, featherfall is like clutch. If you're playing vanilla, the only way you can get it is to make a feather cape. So in this case, since I don't have a feather cape, and since capes can't roll featherfall, only pants can roll featherfall, as far as magic items go, this is my featherfall item. So if even though some of the other rolls are not great, and it's also 10 armor, right? Because these are Fenris legs. I was really hoping to roll a Fenris set because all the high mobility and stuff like that would be great. But I kept rolling legendary set items, which don't count. So anyway, what's going to happen is we're going to take these carapace greaves, disenchant them just like we did with a helmet. So troll nails, those are the greaves. We're going to disenchant those. This is the last of my disenchanting mats for now, until I go and do more bounties. And then we're going to go to enchant. It's the only item that's, not enchanted. And we're going to hope that we get something that includes featherfall on there. If we come down here, we'll see there's featherfall as an option. And we got legendary selected. That's the only one I can do anyway. And wow, a really great health roll. Blunt damage reduction is good. Movement skills are good too, because that's sprinting, jumping, swimming. It does have a 1 crappy roll. We could try to roll that off for featherfall. I've got some mats. Actually, let's see how many mats I've got left. I've got 1 shard. I can maybe get some more shards, but I definitely have 1. I have enough to augment once before I have to start doing mat conversions. So let's take off this health regen critical and see what we get. All right, not featherfall. Featherfall would have been a no-brainer. And to be honest, I could, while I'm exploring, I could use the featherfall pants since they don't have health on them. And when I go in to, say, fight the queen, which if I stick to the ground level, I don't really need featherfall for. You'll see in the fight, there are options for basically falling, which I wouldn't want to do. But so I could use my featherfall item for exploring, I could use this for fighting. But I have to take a selection here now anyway because I pressed augment. So move speed 10%, pretty amazing. Elemental damage reduction 9% is okay. Stamina is always good. Man, these are actually some pretty good rolls. To be honest, I like being mobile, and the 10% movement speed would offset the negative movement speed on the armor and basically offset more negative movement speed on another piece. I would say that's pretty amazing. Yeah, let's do the movement speed. So in this case, and you can really feel stuff like that. Now, the pants I already had plus 3% movement speed. So that's, why with the heavy armor that I have equipped, well, the helmets still count. But, the chest piece has -5 movement speed, and the pants, normally would have a loss of movement speed. This shield here has a -5 movement speed. But if I equip these pants, so now my overall movement speed is, I guess it went from a -7 to a -5. So not the hugest bump that I would hope for, but 50 hit points. Now, the problem is I don't have Featherfall. So these are going to wind up being pants that I'm going to save for... I'm just going to put them... I'm going to re-equip my Featherfall pants. And I'm going to put these in here. I think... Oh, man, that's a big stamina roll and a health regen roll. I think I will go... Because the armor's a little higher too, I think I will stick with this helmet for now. And I'll put the Drake helmet in here as sort of a backup. And we'll go with that for the moment. I'll save those for the boss fight. I do have one more option that we can do, and we'll look at that when we go for enchanting. We'll look at that when we go to the... Well, I'll talk about it now. I could craft a feather cape. I haven't built the Galder table yet, but I could build the Galder table because I have the mats for it, and then craft a feather cloak that would guarantee I get Featherfall, and then I could turn that into a legendary item and hope for other good rolls on it. Now, my current legendary item has some stamina. The armor doesn't matter. Pierce damage reduction's okay. And the carry weight is a nice bonus. See, that's why I didn't really need carry weight, because I already have it on this cape. But if I roll a legendary feather cape, the Featherfall would be baked in for free, and then I would get a minimum of 4 other rolls that, could be hit points. I could get hit point and stamina and, whatever. A really good roll. It just requires me to make the Galder table, make a feather cape, and then do a legendary enchant on it. So I'm gonna think on that while we talk about my food situation. So let's open up this chest. This is my travel chest. I have the sealbreaker fragments, the old swamp key, and stuff like that. I made some major healing mead. I'm going to use that once my medium healing mead runs out. And for the queen fight, I'll definitely use it. I've also crafted, and I'll put the image of my spreadsheet up here that I do for my food recipes, just so you can kind of see what's involved in making the food and what I value. So I've made, a half a dozen Mist Hair Supreme, and I've made a half a dozen meat platters, and a little more than a half a dozen mushroom omelets. Those are so. Big hit point, big stamina food. That's going to be my queen fight food. I probably only need a couple of them to get through the fight, but, sometimes you decide you might want to kill her more than once. We'll have to see about that. But I also have up in my regular food chest, right now I'm eating cooked seeker meat, super easily obtainable. It's better than putting together wolf kebabs at this point and gives you a little more health than the wolf kebabs anyway. So I just ate myself out of those, and now I'm just going to use for my regular, like, running around, my even at my base if I need to fight, cooked seeker meat. I'm eating through the rest of this blood pudding I made for stamina food and for another hit point food like honey glazed chicken. Now, that's if you're into the chicken and egg game, so to speak, which I am. But if you're not into the chicken and egg game, then there's, probably some other way. You could even do, cooked lox meat or, something where, whatever sort of other meat item or food other, hit point item that you've got materials for. This is probably a little bit of overkill for me for Mistlands right now. If I was playing vanilla, it wouldn't be overkill. It would be what I would be doing all the time. But because I already have a bunch, like my default hit points are pretty high, I don't necessarily need honey glazed chicken. It's just I set up my little chicken farm, and which, speaking of, I should probably feed them. So we'll just throw a little bit of food in on those guys. Onion seeds, and we'll just do that. So the hens I have in here will eat. Actually, I have 3 in here. Let me get out of there. They'll eat and be happy, and then they'll lay eggs. And then, I have a whole separate video on building those houses. But they'll lay eggs, and I'll take the eggs and I'll stick them in another place with a fire so that they will hatch. And that's how you get chickens and eggs. Who knew? Okay, one brief moment. Okay, I think that covers all of the food changes. Let's go and pop over to our outpost. Most of the changes that I made to my base were really just moving the black forge, and I moved this hot tub down here because it was having problems staying functional, like up above. I just kind of added like a mortar and pestle or whatever, like basically like a couple other kitchen devices to upgrade my kitchen high enough to be able to make the Mist Hair Supreme. That was really it on this side of things. The other thing was sort of like taking my outpost, which we'll pop over to. I should eat food too, because you never know when a Gyal is gonna like be dropping garbage on top of you or whatever. So over here, I built a shelter. I had the wall. I built a shelter so that I could actually put the black forge over here, and moved the artisan table over here as well, because you need the artisan table to build the black forge. The reason why I did that, and this is something that I could have planned around maybe better previously, but the reason why I did that is because I didn't have enough iron to really do all of the levels of upgrades to build the vice. I could build a cooler, but basically all the upgrades to get this to a level 3 black forge so that I can take this carapace spear and upgrade it to level 3, which is what I did. So at this point, the black forge is going to need a 4 to make the carapace spear higher. I'm already upgraded the shield as well. Same thing. I had to get the forge up to, I'm not going to upgrade that one, up to level 3 to do it. So that's why the forge is moved over here now. And I had to build a shelter around it. I just kind of refine things and make things a little more defensible for this small outpost. Nothing huge. It also made it easy. I was able to, I took down there was a Jotun, like a big armor, like a helmet for the Jotun, like an armor and helmet. So I took that down. That's how I got all the iron. To be able to do these other upgrades and make springs and stuff like that. So I figured it was probably just better just to, have the outpost here anyway. It does mean I have to go here to repair any of the items for that are crafted by the Black Forge, but that's not a huge deal. The Jotun Puffs I'm actually just going to stick in here for now. I have a lot, obviously, of Jotun Puff saved up, so if I have to replant more, I will, but I'm going to leave it this way for now. That's really the main changes that I did here in the Outpost. If I wanted to, I mentioned before that... Sorry, I didn't go in depth on it, though. I mentioned previously about how the feather cloak, you craft that at a Galder table. So I haven't actually crafted their doggy. Yeah. All right, 1 minute. Okay. Had to take care of the doggy real quick there. Yeah. So I haven't built the Galder table yet. And when I do, if I were to build the Galder table right now, I would learn a bunch of recipes for the... since I've picked up all the mats, basically in the Mistlands at this point, I've learned all the recipes for the magic robes, magic staves, and the feather cape, which I could then craft. Something to consider if you're playing with Epic Loot is that depending on the rules that you're using for Epic Loot, so in my case, the rules, I don't know if you'll see it, I'll blow it up when I look at it. The item drop limits that I'm playing with right now is player must know recipe. And I've talked about this before, the different rules that you can set for Epic Loot. It could be unlimited. You could, start the game, knock open a chest and find a Frostner, an enchanted Frostner, if you had it unlimited. Or you can dial it all the way down to where you have to have crafted the item before it's added to the drop table for magic items. But mine is player must know recipe. So what that means is that when when a creature gets killed, for example, there's a roll to see whether or not a magic item drops. And if a magic item does drop, it looks at what magic items are available to this world character, this situation, to determine what item actually rolls. That's the drop table, the loot table, that's been assigned to you. So if I build the Galder table, my current loot table of magic items will then include all of the recipes that I learn from the Galder table, because that's how my Epic Loot rules are set up. It's based off of the recipes that I know. If I don't build the Galder table, since I'm not really interested in the magic robes and the magic staves right now, when I go and kill a creature and it drops a magic item, there's no chance that it's going to be a set of robes. So there's a little bit of control that you have, depending on the rules that you have, to dictate what items are available to drop for you. So going back to those rules, when I mentioned that there's one set of rules that's pretty restrictive, where you can, the only items eligible to be magic are the ones that you've actually crafted. That actually gives you a strong level of control over what items are in the pool to begin with. So if you only ever crafted spears and you had that set of rules, then the only, if an item dropped, it would either be the armor types that you've crafted or a spear. You'd never get a two-handed sledge if you hadn't actually crafted one under those rules. So since I haven't made a Galder table yet, I'm actually not going to make a Galder table right now. I could, and then I could craft the feather cloak, but I think we'll save that for another time. Because right now, I have pants that already have feather fall on them, and it's going to be good enough to get us through the infested mines. I've been using them, this whole time, basically. We're going to pop back to our base, and then we're going to go back through our no-name portal. That's my regular exploration portal, and we're going to take care of this infested mine. Also, and always, I go through these things and talk about enchanting stuff with Epic Loot and food and whatnot. If you have any comments or feedback or questions about any of that stuff, always remember, I try to be very responsive to comments. If you have any suggestions and such, just let me know. Let me know down below, and I'll gladly answer questions. So, like I said, I already found this infested mine. Have not gone in yet. I'm assuming it's going to be like a standard situation. This was actually... So, here was the last infested mine we did at the end of last video. So when I came out of there, I decided, because there was some land that looked like down here, I wasn't sure. I saw land and water, and jumping across the land, basically, I got to this point here where I found an infested mine here, and also I think I was over on this island as well, where I could kind of see that there's some land over in this direction. In fact, maybe we can see it from here. Well, yeah, I guess I can see... That's just a piece of root. I don't think that that's actual land, but I did see some actual land in this direction. Also, there's more clouds in this direction, so when there's excuse me, when there's mist like that, you know there's Mistlands kind of over there. But over here, I think when I was on top of this thing over here, I saw some like plains or something over there. Okay. Food looks... I guess I'm going in. I was going to say food looks all right. I went AFK to deal with my dog and actually left the game running, so my kind of ate through some of my food. So we will refill that one. And okay, see that there's a tick down there. I'm gonna go ahead and equip my shield, kind of get everything feeling good. See if I can nail that. Oh, there's a few ticks. Yeah, we're gonna switch to the hammer. We're gonna throw it down there. Okay, that was one. No. Okay. Oh, here's the... Oh, wow. What a... Okay. Lesson learned from last time. I'll let them knock me out of the doorway. Well, I guess I won't let them knock me out of here. Okay. Bone mass. There we go. Okay, potion drank. Oh my god. Work my way over to the door here. This looks... I'm doing okay. Doing mostly okay. Ooh. Oh, okay. I got knocked out, but there's some ticks on me I need to deal with. Okay. Not bad. I'm going to switch to my hammer because it's got a really good sweep to it. We still have bone mass power going, so I'm going to step in and just start swinging, and hopefully I won't get knocked back out right away. Oh, what? Why did I do that? Like my brain, I went through the portal thinking that I don't know why I thought that was where the fight was. I'm going to step back in the... That's all right. Whew, I needed a breather for a second. Okay, back in here. Now I'm going to swing. Okay. Right. That looks pretty well cleared up. Great. I got an arbalist. I got a bunch of stuff. I got so much stuff my inventory is like crammed. Okay. Well, that was a fight. And I didn't die. So, in fact, I still got 3 minutes of bone mass power left. What we're going to do here is, real quick, we're going to, just in case, we're going to put a wisp light in this corner. That will keep the fog back. You remember that thing. So, I'm going to real quick check some directions here. Oh, sealbreaker fragment. Excellent. I don't have any room for that, so I'll come back. I don't think bugs can come down through this right now, but... I just want to kind of take advantage of... Okay. Let's just do this. Yeah. Alright. I don't see any doors down here. There's a... looks like another fragment. Ooh. The nice thing about the Stagbreaker is... the knockback that it does, right? So even if a tick is on you trying to chomp you, the knockback from the Stagbreaker helps offset that. There's something going on up there. I'm not sure what. Okay, nothing here. Oh, there's one of those guys up there. Sounds like a seeker soldier. Oh man. This is a bad angle to be fighting him at. Luckily I have Featherfall. Here. I'm just gonna see if I can... Yeah. Oops. Hit him from below here. Not getting the abdomen hit, but that's alright. Okay. Let's get up there and see if we can get past him at this point. Because I don't want to wreck all of the stairs. Yeah. Okay. Come on up here. Great. No, don't have anywhere for that. Oh, good. Hidden door could be where the vegvisir for the boss might be. We'll check that out in a second here. We need to clear out our inventory a little bit here. I don't think I need any more seeker meat at this point or blood clots. I also definitely don't need any of those. I see a creature over there, but I'm not worried about it. Wow. Lots of items. I don't think I'm going to need another spear at this point because I have this one and I upgraded it to level 3 already, and it's already got throwable and recalling. So I'm not gonna mess around with enchanting any more spears. The triple shot legendary arbalest with quick draw though sounds ridiculously amazing. That I'm going to be keeping. Top off on food here. And then I think I already have a carapace shield back at the thing. Like I said, I'm getting for those. So let's grab that black core because I know I'll need it. And I'm going to get a bunch of black marble out of running down these steps too. Yeah, it's okay. Let's check out this upper area here first. Usually I like to sort of clear in a less crazy pattern, but I had the benefit from bone mass. So I wanted to check that out. Come on, no vegvisirs. But plenty of black cores, so if I do want to make a Galder table, I don't think I have to... that's weird. Yeah, if I do want to make a Galder table, I won't have to break down the black forge. I think that finally gives me enough black core that I can make pretty much almost all the devices without having to juggle as much. All right. Nothing in there. Nothing. These are all just dead ends. So, and there's no doors over here. That wisp can be a little distracting, but it's what's keeping the mist at bay. There is a door. This is a real door. So I could switch to a stag breaker and see, since I can't break the door, there's lots of hit points that are floating up there, so chances are there's probably a few ticks. There's at least one seeker. That seems pretty good. Let's try it now. Oh wow. Goodness gracious. Okay. Okay. Well. Great, good. Another dead end, so I don't have to worry about more loot. A legendary carapace buckler. I don't need the pick. Not sure what the Acer shield is going to be. Let's throw that away. And let's get these picks out of here. And, okay, so that was an Acer shield. Okay, so that was another carapace shield. I will look at the carapace shields just because And normally I would be taking all of these epic items back. I might come back to grab them. Because I didn't expect to sort of like have that flood of loot at the entrance of the mine. Like that is not, wow, not as common. This epic carapace buckler is unnecessary. The legendary one has 20% blunt reduction, which is good. Lightning reduction, not a big deal. There's hardly anything that does lightning damage to us at this point. Good health regen, but no hit points, no thorns. Those are two, no health, I should say. Hit points, health. No thorns, no health. Those are the two major things that I would look for on a shield, I suppose. And then we got a sword. Ooh, a Mistwalker. Okay, well that's cool. Okay. I mean, it's got good base damage, 40 frost and 75 slash. Now this legendary Frostner that I have is pretty amazing too. I'm just trying to add up the numbers, 90, 100, with the poison and the spirit. And most things in here, if I recall, don't take like spirit at all. So that's pretty much a worthless damage at this point. But the 135 total damage on there. Granted, it's a level 3, and this one glows. So this Mistwalker will also push if we were outside, it would also push the fog back. So very cool. I like the effects on it. And probably with an upgrade or so, it would go up in damage. The backstab, 73%. That's if you get up behind somebody and basically get that sneak attack on them to begin with. And the opportunist, let's go look at the magic effect descriptions and see what opportunist means. Attacks made against staggered enemies have a % chance to deal backstab damage. Wow. So even if you're attacking regular enemies from the front, and before I was saying, I already do a lot of damage, enough to stagger them sometimes when I throw the spear at them, or I parry a lot as well, which forces a stagger. So you parry them, make them staggered, and then there's a 31% chance you'll deal backstab damage. And the backstab damage on this one is 5.2 times damage, which sounds crazy. So I'd like to see how that functions. Oh man, there's just so many items. Okay, those I threw on the ground. I got rid of that buckler because I said I didn't need it. I don't need any of that meat. So all of this stuff up here. So this upstairs is basically done. I can come back and grab epic items if I wanted to melt them for some bits, but I don't think that's necessary. Just clear those guys out. And then I think I will grab... Kind of feel weird building up a stack of marble. And I don't recall if I need carapaces at all. So these are like things where I kind of feel like I should maybe throw them on the ground, but we still got a little bit farther to go in here. Wait, this is our main entrance. No, we don't. We don't have any farther to go in there. We still have a little bit farther to go in this direction, but I just want to... I think this is a dead end, no? Yeah, that's a dead end too. So I think this side, aside from the royal jelly, which we don't need. And we don't need to kill these guys. Again, they drop royal jelly. It's not... I mean, if I wanted to totally fish for more drops, I would maybe kill those to see if there's a chance they would drop something. But I'm not too worried about it. This guy is behind the webbing that hangs down. These strands, vines, whatever you want to call them, that hang down. So that'll keep them from actually coming through until we destroy that. So since they can't destroy it themselves. I don't need any of these yellow items. So we're going to pop back, dump the items that we picked up, and then we're going to come back. kind of really close against the wall there. Ooh, man. All right. So I will keep that legendary. Actually, no, I'm gonna melt that one because I think the other one's better. Excuse me. Feint is also a good roll. If I had Feint on this buckler, it would be pretty sweet. But none of these ones have the rolls that I'm really looking for. This is not. I'm going to melt that one too. And so we'll melt that shield. I'm going to keep the sword. We'll keep the greaves. And then I'm going to melt that spear. I don't need that either. This demolisher, I'm going to hang on to. I might try to enchant it to see if I can get a throwable recalling demolisher. Because if I could get a throwable recalling demolisher, I'd probably just use that all day. And then we're going to save this crossbow. We'll make things for that later. So we're going to sacrifice all of those. So that gets us a lot of materials for when we go to do crafting later. Throw that gold in there too. And then, oh yeah, that's right. Saving carapaces up. We still have some wisps, and we need to get rid of this one. I don't know if I want this over the Frostner, but I also know I don't need this black metal pickaxe at this point. So I'm gonna do this. I'll just swap these around for a minute, and then we'll get the black core put away, and we'll just kind of dump this over here. Okay. Quick repair on everything. And then we have to pop through this mist post over here to do a quick repair. I'm not going to bother upgrading anything right now. I mean, the damage we're doing is, you know, beyond the need of needing repairs at this point, I would say. And then just make sure that we got our rested, which we did. And we've got enough food of all kinds. And I'm gonna drop these. No, I'm gonna save them because I need those for torches. Okay. I don't know why it wouldn't let me run in there, but whatever. Okay, now we can grab that sealbreaker fragment and run down here. I think there was one down here as well. Yep. Okay, good. Just scoop up some royal jelly. I don't think we need that, but I just want to double check what these drops are. These look like they're all black metal pickaxes. Yep. Okay. First things first. So cool thing about this sledge too, again, it's always about the AoE. Just easy cleanup. This was the other side of that long area we went through, and like I said, we really don't need that royal jelly at this point. I don't know if I can hit this guy without breaking the... Nope. Well, I didn't break the upper part. I suppose there's that. All right, we're going to go and... Oh, I guess you can sort of get through, maybe. Okay, now we can get through. Yeah, this is a tough fight that I'm gonna back up out of a little bit here because don't really want to be overwhelmed. A couple minutes away from my bone mass. You want to make sure if you get ticks on your back... Oh, got knocked out. All right. You want to make sure if you get ticks on your back that you sort of, when you swing, you just kind of like turn. You just move your mouse look in one direction or the other so you can kind of sweep behind yourself. It's not as huge of a deal with weapons that already have a sweep attack to them. But a spear doesn't, so you just want to make sure you're just kind of spinning. It's easier. When you do that, when you sort of turn and attack, it will poke the things that are on you. All right, back in, and then we're going to do like a heavy attack here. Ha! Yep. Oh man, I keep getting... It's alright. It's okay to get knocked out. It's better to get knocked out than to get killed. It's better to get knocked out than to get knocked down the stairs, too. I was just gonna work on my parry, whatever this special attack is. Okay, first time I got a carapace breastplate. I don't know where the... I think he's over in that room over there. What it sounds like. All right, we're just gonna crouch. Just curious what we got here. Oh, okay, there we go. There he is. Okay. Yeah, we don't need that one. Demolisher, again. Thorns and health. Oop. Yeah, so I already have 13 thorns and 20 health, and the other things are so-so. This one with 13 thorns and 25 health, would actually say is slightly better. I don't really care about the durability, and stagger chance I don't really think applies too much to shields, but I could be wrong. All right, we're going to try to... Right. Sounds about right. All right, I gotta get out. I gotta get out of here till I can get my stamina up. More pickaxes. All right, stamina's pretty good. Health is okay. Oh, I meant to not do that. I don't think this weapon has slow on it. I keep hearing a slow type attack on there, but no, I don't see one. Oh, it's the frost damage. That's why it does do a minor slow. It's just a bad angle. I'm just gonna go around here and try to get this guy to come down here and fight. Actually, kind of like the. Yeah. Tell you that throwable spear. There we go. A little tougher than it needed to be. I will get rid of that one. Wow. So many shields. Weightless? No. I'm just going to get rid of those. Too few rolls on there. I'll hang on to those for... I'm hanging on to the carapace armors because if I decide I want to disenchant and then re-enchant them. Just want to double check that I... Yeah, that's right. I just want to be able to consider disenchanting and re-enchanting them. So I'll keep a couple pairs around. All right, well, back into this area. Oh, hey, another little secret room over there and more black cores, so that's good. But there was a seeker over this way. Oh, guess he saw me. It does pretty good damage when you follow a... I don't need to kill those guys. When you follow a parry with it. But now I'm curious as to the damage compared to... I guess if I upgraded it a little bit, it would be more comparable to the Frostner. Like I said, the Frostner has a little more damage just baked in right now because it's a higher level. What? I hit everything but the... There we go. We're not going to go down yet. We're going to look here, make sure... Yeah, another sealbreaker fragment. It'll be good. It takes 9 to get into the Queen's chamber. We got 4 so far here, and I had 8 from before, so we have enough to get in, and no vegvisir. Sausages. I don't really need any of that stuff. I also don't need a tick trophy. Or the... I don't think I need the mandible one either, but I'll take that back just in case. Alright, so I guess we will go down. Do not see anything. Also don't hear anything, so both. I sort of hear something. But I think that might just be me splashing in the water. Oh! There we go. That is the vegvisir for the Queen. That's an interesting location. Oh, there's 2 vegvisir. Okay, well, we'll just go to the lower one, because that's, like, right here. Okay, well, that... okay. Great. So, looks like we'll have to either sail to it, or maybe... You know, well, either way, we're gonna have to sail because we don't have any land connections over here. But generally speaking, that's not bad. It's probably a boat ride, some other sort of a setup to get there. Wow. Okay. Great. Well, I mean, those are the things we came for. There's really nothing else here. I don't feel like breaking all of these little guys loose. If you needed more royal jelly, if you had lots of royal jelly stuff you were doing, if you were doing a long-term world, like a long-term thing, and you're like, man, we need to make sure we have like lots of royal jelly, or you want, I think these guys can also maybe drop items. If you were doing some serious farming like that, that would be a lot of things to break. Good with a throwable recalling stag breaker. Pretty easy to do. But like where I'm at right now, I don't feel like I need all of that. So okay. That clears out this room, and then we still have... I will clear the rest of this place out because if I can get some easy upgrades, I'll take them. There's a guy down below. Tick's over there, but the tick can't get through the doorway. And oh, got up above me. See, my spear throws just already do enough damage to stun these guys. Oh man, everybody's dropping a magic item. This is crazy. Oh, hey, there are more down here than I thought. I I really should probably jump down here and see if... Ha! Well, in case I didn't go that other way, you know. This is the... I believe it was the 4th infested mine. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, yeah. So, 4th time's a charm, I guess. That was a pick. That was a pick. So, yeah. I mean, lots of mats per se. I guess I'll just pick those up for now, and then I'll throw them as needed. Lots of disenchanting mats. So not the worst situation, but I think no, we've got one more place to go, and that's up here. or 0 more places to go. I feel like I'm hearing something. But this goes into the same... See, it goes in the same area. I thought I heard, like, a Seeker Soldier or something, but... No. Maybe it's just these things making a little bit of noise, since there's enough of them. Okay. Well, we got what we came here for, and so much more. I will get rid of this... the Seeker food, and just to take one of these guys back for meltables. I'll also get rid of the royal jelly because I have a lot of it. Again, for meltables. Excuse me. Got frogginess going on here. And then, I guess that's it. We'll peel on out of here. Wow. So, I'm going to remove this, actually, and then I'm going to put it back down again, and then, infested, just to say that there's some jelly left in there in case I want to come back to it. Now, I guess really what I should probably consider, oops, where... I know why. I put a space in there, that's why. I guess probably what I should consider is I don't think I can get there by land. When I was looking out, when I was up above scouting out things before, it looked, I mean, there's only so far you can see unless you're way up high on these cliffs, and I couldn't really see much more than there's like these little tiny kind of islands. I think I'm looking at this one right here. And I think I actually built a sandbar. I think this is where I built a sandbar over to this island to see what I could see, and I couldn't see any farther. Maybe that's where I spotted the land from. So I don't think I can get to that place. But what I can do is, since I already have a portal here, is, so what I can do is build a boat. Go back and get portal mats, throw a boat in the water, and it's a nice sunset. And, sail down that way. I think that would probably be the fastest way to do things. I'm going to jump into my plains farm and chop down a few trees, but I'm going to magic it. Okay, so I grabbed a bunch of fine wood so that we could pull off both the big boat. I guess I could have done the smaller boat, whatever. And also have enough mats left over to create a portal. Because what we're going to do is we're going to rename our existing portal that's over next to that infested mine. We're going to rename that to Mistport. and that way we have, if something happens and we die before we can get there, I'd rather not have to go back even farther. Like right now our base is here, but we don't even have anything on the coast except for like pretty far up and away. So I'd rather make a port just right now. Okay. There. Call that mist port, and then we'll rename it on the other side. I feel like I don't have anything I necessarily need to repair. I did grab the MnkeELA because the amount of weight I need to carry right now is higher than, you know, even with my slightly boosted carrying capacity is higher. You'll also notice that even though I don't have a wisp light, the mist is kind of pushed back a little bit, and I think that's either in part the nature of that structure or because there's one right here sitting at the base. So the one thing I did not do was to grab a workbench. I mean, I have this one right here, so I'm gonna break this one, and I'm gonna move it down because I don't think that was close enough for me to be able to pull that off. So let's put it right there, and now I can drop in somewhere in here. There we go. Where's the back? Okay. Let's rotate this. Let's get it pointed in the right direction here. Somehow. There we go. And that's it. I'm feeling a little timid about this, but you know, let's I mean, it is morning, so that's not a bad situation. I do know that I can't go due south past here because, like I said, I dug used my hoe to build what amounts to a land bridge. Yeah, jump in there, buddy. No. All right, let's zoom out and see what we can. Oh, also, since I'm no longer overweight, let's put our wisp light back on, because if we go into those mists over there, that would be pretty crazy. Okay. Well, I put a marker on the map where I thought there was land, but I guess it was farther away than I thought there was land. So, it was my best guess. This says we're in the plains, so... Oh, there's plains over there. Okay, good. We need to turn this way. Now, there definitely seems to be some... Okay. Well, that definitely wasn't land, so it's a good thing we didn't try to, like, you know, go that way. Oh, man. I just lost my wind. Yeah, that should be enough to get our breeze back here. I mean, that's almost a straight line in which we want to go. I guess we'll just have to see where we, you know, where we run aground. I think I'm going to want to make, since it looks like there's plains over here, which is good too, because there's more fine wood when I need it. I kind of want to get as close I can to the queen before I mean, maybe I'll be making my portal right where the queen is, I guess, if I get close enough, but I don't want to necessarily leave my boat. Got to switch down to paddling because we're going right into the wind at this point. Which also means if death skeetos come out, the only thing I have thorns on is my shield, so they won't actually be... They'll be able to sting me unless I stand up and throw my shield on, but... is what it is. Actually, Looking pretty good so far. I mean, how far do we got to go? Okay. Looks like we can get pretty far down there before we're back into the mist. Still some plains on the left, so if I can curve a little bit, I can... There we go. Catch the wind. Oh, it looks like there's kind of a river. Oh, there's plains on the south side too, so maybe I can... This is just looks like there's... yeah, kind of shallow, but... I should have probably picked a smaller boat. Instead of needing a bigger boat. I think I need a smaller boat. That's right. I gotta maneuver around here. As long as there's no y'all hanging like right in the clouds, I think I'll probably be okay. Even if there is a gyal, I would just run aground. Yeah. Who knew that was gonna happen? Oh, okay, all right. Huh. Hold on a second. we got a little piece of plains right here, and she's practically due south. So I want to turn myself around here. I mean, I guess I could just kind of run aground right here. Alright, the one thing I don't have right now is wood. So, and I need 10 of those, yeah, to build a workbench. So I can get the... I want to make sure I have those dwarf eyes there. So I can build a workbench. Oh, good. I don't mind fuelings right now. Actually, I'm not too worried about most anything. Get back over here where our boat is, somewhere. And get a workbench crafted. Maybe. So my plan was to do this, was to craft this workbench and... Okay. I think the water's going to be too deep for me to grab all my mats for my boat. So... I'm gonna back up and run it over next to the plains over here, so it can be fully alongside the ground. So when I go to break it down, I don't have to worry about this. Okay. It's better. Yeah, and I guess I didn't really need that to break down the boat, but... Okay. Did not get my nails. There they are. Yep. Still carrying too much. Even with the... Oh, I didn't equip them. I thought I equipped the Medging Yord. Okay. That's fine. Well, let's see. I can either put a... Oh, wait. Oh, there was water around the edge. Maybe I could have, like... That'd be pretty hard to navigate. That's okay. I'm going to equip the... The problem is... Wait a second. Well, this is not the sword that I thought it was. I thought... Oh, no, it is the sword I thought it was. It just doesn't work super great. So this does push back the mist a little bit, but only a little bit. So that's okay. At this point, we have... we need another 10 wood. And... Or, sorry, we need, you know, we need enough wood to make a bench, but we're going to get to where the queen's lair is. And scope that area out. Yeah, I'm hearing stuff. Oh, yeah. Come on down. Ooh. I like it. It's at this point that I worry that, like, maybe I should just put the portal down and then worry about relocating it after I get the boat mats back to base. Yeah, let's do that. That way I can travel with the Wisp light out. So, here's where you know you made a mistake. I did not rename. Well, I did put the Mistpost name on that little board that I use for my naming convention stuff. When I went through the portal, I did not rename the portal on the other side. Now, let me think about this. I'm just trying to think if there should be a place that I don't have named. Right now I have Mistpost named. I do not have Jotun. Yeah. So I could rename it to... I could name this portal to Jotun right now to allow me to get close back to Mistpost. That one is close. That one's connected to my base. Also, if I had something near Halder, because I'm pretty sure my other portal is named Halder. But there's no portals over near there. So, luckily, I have a portal not too far away that I can connect to. Almost mistaken. So, we're just gonna... I know it's nighttime. Still can't eat any more of that. But we're gonna risk it. We're gonna take it. We knocked it down. Make sure we still got all of the mats for it. Yeah. And now we're gonna head south. And see if we can get our way to the Queen without running into too much trouble along the way. Entrance might be guarded. I don't remember if I think it's pretty much almost like any infested kind of mine in a way, in that it is probably guarded. Well, hello. Woo. Well, that's interesting. What I'd really like to do is get out of the hole here. Thought the hole might be nice, but the hole really isn't nice. Alright, come on down. kite these around the rock a little bit. Okay. Man, oh, so many. Got stabbed in the back. Okay. Want to drink a potion here real quick and not get hit while I do it. All right, let's try this for a second. So the thing I like about this spear with throwable and recalling on it is you can sort of backpedal while still dishing out damage. Sometimes the other weapons don't reach as well. And I haven't fought with that sword all that much. And this sword is really more of a... In order to get that big damage hit, you need to successfully parry something and not get knocked back so far that you can't actually, react to it. Yeah, two-handed spear, basically. There's health. 30 health on a shield. Not as strong of a parry because it's not a buckler, but not terrible. We'll get rid of this guy over here. And we definitely don't need that. Those black metal scraps. Okay. Well, now I'm going to eat this food. And we're going to continue on to the Queen's lair. Oh. Well, that's probably part of why it looks like there's maybe an infested mine right here. See, I mean, that did okay. But see, even there, I thought I got the block off, but it didn't do a ton of damage. And I'm not going to be sneaking up on you. It's really hard to sneak up on Seekers. That's okay, though. Yeah, interesting. So some of those must have come from here, because usually there's a trio. So this is a regular... Just want to make sure. Yeah, it's a regular infested mines down here. So sort of a bonus. I mean, if I was, I'm going to mark it on the map. Sort of a bonus in that if I was doing more adventuring... Oh, there we go. It's really close. I'm going to have a portal over here anyway for the Queen. All right. Where's this going? Oh, yeah. Wow. Great. Nope. My God, seriously. Here we go. Okay. Let's see if we can pick... Here, let's just do this. This will be easier for picking... Oop. I was going to say this would be easier for picking people off, but apparently they're coming to me, so... The other thing you want to be careful of... at this point, you should probably have Featherfall. Oh, that's not good. My inventory is so full, I couldn't throw my spear. Let's get over here. Oof. All right, here we go. Yeah. So, if you're on some sort of a ledge, you might run into issues with getting knocked back off that ledge. If you don't have Featherfall, it's pretty much a death sentence. Even if you do have Featherfall, I mean, getting knocked off the ledge could mean that you get knocked down into the drink. I mean, this looks like it's right on the edge of, yeah, wow, going down into the water. But here we are. This is going to have the warning text on there. We sealed the door and scattered the key. Leave her be, right? But this will be where we need... We don't have any fragments on us, so needs a key. Sealbreaker. This is where we're going to leave it for this episode. I feel like we got a lot done. We, have wrapped up everything in the Mistlands at this point, except the fight against the Queen. And that's going to be next episode. So, I'll walk you through any setup I have for the fight. And then we'll go through. I'll at least cover a few ways to kill her, but I'm only gonna, kill her one way. But there's a few options you can do depending on how cheesy you want to make it. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Please help me out by tapping like if you can. If you haven't subscribed already, I would also appreciate that. Everything that you do to support me helps make sure that I can continue producing videos. Again, I really appreciate all the support I've gotten so far. So I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.